Orbiting 250 miles above, the space station provides us with the ultimate view of planet Earth. From this perspective, we ask our guests to engage with 6 questions that orbit around wonder and stories of hopefulness. For the next few minutes, this is our Wonderspace.
Welcome to the 113th episode of the Wonderspace podcast, which is an expression of a family trust called Panapa. My name is Steve Cole, and since September 2020, I have asked the same 6 questions to over 100 people from around the world. People such as Alyssa Freya, who is an Emirati Lebanese entrepreneur, who in episode 59 spoke about founding Wamina, a female-focused media company which aims to inspire real change through storytelling and digital content. This week on Wonderspace, we orbit with Kemo Camara. For the past 20 years, Kemo has lived, studied and worked in cities across Africa, North America and Europe. He has founded startups, built non-profit organisations, and played various leadership roles in community organisations. In 2019, he founded Omek, whose mission is to amplify the talent, voices and energy of biculturals of African descent through programs and access to a diverse talent pool. This is leading to partnerships with some of the world's leading brands, such as Patagonia, Adidas and Google. With this expansive overview of Earth, I start by asking Kemo, if we could do a fly past over any part of the world that is significant to you, which place, city or country would it be and why?
Yeah, I was thinking about that question. There's so many places. I think I will pick one place. My village. That's the village. That's where my parent was born. My dad specifically. So my dad is village, but I don't like to say my dad is village because that's my village as well. That's where everything started. Like I haven't been there for 20 years, so there's nostalgia of it, but it's always connected with it. So the village name is Misiboro. It's located in Guinea, which is in south of the country, so it's like almost a one-day drive to get there. So that would be the one place I would love to fly over and see.
Kemo, give us a glimpse into your life story so far, with an emphasis on what you are doing currently.
The best way to serve yourself is by serving others, and this has been the case for my whole family. My parents did this, and I find myself like doing this. And this is the thing that brings me joy. And just to give it a quick example before jumping into Omek, when I used to work in corporate America, and irrespective of the success that I will have there, in the evening when I go in the community, and even the simple fact of like grabbing a chair and giving to like some older people there and helping them be comfortable in the space was more fulfilling to me than anything else. And it seemed like really weird, but like it was that. And so that's how like helping others in the community is extremely important. And so that became, in the sense, a genesis of Omek. And so what Omek does is a space created for biculturals of African descent, allowing them to not only connect with each other, but enable themselves to empower each other to create the solution that they want, to create the change that they want to see. How do you normalize a space for this amazing segment of the population that have not had the attention that's needed, that have not been given the importance that they have in the society, and now just crafting that space and giving them the tools and resources that they need, and then telling them like, you are an important part of this society, and then you have a gift, you have a superpower, that's your bicultural identity, because you belong to two different culture, you have this African descent side of you, but you also belong to this Western culture. And your ability of integrating these two cultures within your identity and leveraging the tools and resources that you have, leveraging your social capital, your human capital, your financial capital, your political capital, your philanthropic, all these things that you have, when you leverage that and you do that in connection with other like-minded people, there's nothing you won't be able to do. In fact, you become the bridge of creating this beautiful society that we're all trying to get. And so that's what Omek is trying to do. But you only can do that by serving other people around you, that whole concept of a community. So basically giving that overview of what Omek is trying to accomplish, the way we do that is it's in this two way, right? One, we connect the community. So we create a digital platform and also physical space to bring the community together and then make it extremely easy for them to find each other anywhere, anytime, right? And the second part, on the other side of that, we also connect them with resources and opportunity. And some of that is working with institutions, working with the community that we are in, and working for brands and companies that align with our values. And so we've been doing a lot of that. We've been working with like major companies. One, to allow them to like have this authentic community engagement. So we work, for instance, with companies like Nike, companies like Adidas, companies like McKinsey, like companies like Netflix, right? We work with like all these global companies to enable them to like really authentically connect with community, and especially community that's solving their own problem. And so we do that. One, how do you identify this bicultural talent, right? How do you authentically engage with them? How do you learn about them? How do you understand who they are? How do you speak the language that they speak, right? How do you understand their value? And then when you do that, then it become easier for you now to entice them to work for you and recruit them, right? And when you recruit them, because you start now to understand who they are, then you become able to like retain them and then develop them, right? And so that's the kind of like a partnership. We completely changing the way companies have been partnering with for community. Usually companies come with, they have resources, they have the money, basically they have the power, and they come in and tell community, here, this push strategy, go on and do this. We want to solve your problem. Yeah, go on and do this. Good, this is what we want. And now we're telling them, no, we're solving our own problem. And so we're giving you a privilege to come in and be part of that movement. And so as we invite you in our community, this is who we are, this is what we're doing. Here's the tools and resources that you have that you can provide us. So we're completely flipping that partnership model. And so it's been amazing. Like all the companies that's been piloting this program with us, because we are a community, like we're solving our own problem. And so that's been the same thing with like, again, Nike has been, for the past 2 years now, we've been piloting this program with them. We've been working with them. We've been showing them how do you work with this young generation of bicultural of African descent who are like really all about creating the change that we want to see, and how do you become part of that change?
Where on earth is your place of reset or recharge?
The first one is, again, by the end of this podcast, people like hear a lot about community, but within my bicultural community, irrespective how tired I am or sick I am, when I get within the Omek community, within the community of these like-minded people that share the same value that I do, that have the same experience that I do, it does something mentally to me. Like that's what I get my energy. I get to recharge. So that's the first one. The second one is the most important one. Is my parents' living room with my family's members, with my siblings. When that's my space, my sanctuary. Like when I'm there, we like eating and telling story and laughing and joking and making fun of each other. That is the ultimate, space for me to like really, really recharge.
What wonder of the natural world excites you the most?
a little while ago, I was in Colorado, Boulder, visiting there, and with the family and my in-laws. They're like very big outdoor people, and so we went for this walk on the mountain. And as I was standing on top of the mountain somewhere, then I was just looking at like far ahead and seeing all these mountains. And I would just feel like this emotion. It was like, it doesn't matter what human capability and capacity and the ingenuity we have, it just doesn't come close to this natural creation. Yeah, so that natural view of this mountain is like definitely will be it.
Kemo, what is your story of hopefulness that's not your own, about a person, business or non-profit who are doing amazing things for the world?
This movement that people are not aware of, like this huge shift of mindset within the bicultural community, within the younger generation of African descent in general, whether on the continent or outside in the global diaspora, that's like really, really exciting. And for me, that really fuel my hope. This is what I do for a living. Like as a community builder, I spend days with, with this biculture, with this younger generation, and that the energy that they have, the drive that they have, the impatience that they have of creating that change. And so that shift of mindset is happening faster than people can understand. And for me, that is extremely important because there is absolutely nothing that we can do before changing our mindset, before changing the way we see things, right? And as a people of African descent, the history that we've gone through, everything that we have gone through, and then where we are on the continent, outside the continent, and then everything. So for us to like really start creating that change and put our people in its rightful place, this younger generation has a huge part to play into that. We're standing on the shoulder of a giants that like paved this path. And so like as we start building, as the community, as this young generation mindset starts shifting and understanding that they want to be part of something that's bigger than themselves. And now the society, the social, the environment, the ecosystem they're in is changing faster. And so once you start turning them into this leadership, the future leader, that's where the change is happening. That's what, and I see this all the time. And for me, that's what is giving me hope. Like you can hear my voice. This is where hope is coming. Like irrespective of like all the things that we're surrounded with, like a lot of people feel like, no, hopeless, because when you see everything that's happening, all this injustice that's happening, but behind the scenes, something is happening. And that's hopeful.
Finally, as we prepare to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, what insight, wisdom, or question would you like to leave with us?
I saw this code somewhere, and then it's almost becoming my code because I am using it so much. Community is a solution to everything. Like literally, community is a solution to everything. So I would say I started the conversation with like that I've been on this journey of understanding who I am and what's my journey and what I'm trying to accomplish. And I think this is important for everyone. It's like first, figure out who you are as a human being. And then second, find out what your purpose. What is your purpose here on earth? So once you figure these two things out, I know that's a journey, so it's not going to happen overnight. Then my advice is surround yourself with people that fill your bucket. That not suck things out of it. Like people that fill your bucket, people that would recharge you, people that share your value, your passion, that appreciate you and know your worth. Surround yourself with like a right set of people, and that become your community. So be part of the community, and you'll be all right. And you contribute to making this world in a better place. That's it. Community is a solution for everything.
To find out more about Omek, go to myomek.com. I want to thank Kemo for joining us on Wonderspace. Let's continue to share our stories of hopefulness that makes a name for someone else. We need them like never before. Thanks for listening.